Hey y'all, welcome to my channel. It's just Rhonda. We just over here talk about the Never Ever Mets, season 1, episode 8. That's what we're here for. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, all those things. Do all the things. So, Never Ever Mets. This is where we're starting. We're starting still over here with Shay questioning Josh about, what had happened with him and Alexis down in the hallway where the cameras are not have any visibility. That's what the people said. There were certain spots, blind spots over in the hallway where you can hunch on strangers if you would like to. Now, I guess that's what Josh was over here asking Alexis to do. I don't know. We don't know what had happened in the hallway. Josh calmly talked her down. Josh is very low key. We don't know these people. So what are we fighting about? And she's like, you know what? We don't know these people. I don't know about this diamond all of a sudden. Josh had a whole baby. Josh had a baby with a roommate that we don't know, we don't know much about that situation. We just know that he had a baby with somebody. He told her, she paused on his ass for 2 years, and then they found their way back together. Shay, on these pauses, I hope you were getting some action. I hope you were living some life. I hope you weren't on a pause waiting on Josh to do whatever it is he be doing, because seems like he be doing a lot. I don't know. Sometimes when you find your name in certain situations, you have to wonder how your name got over there. So, but she decided we've been through a lot more than this. I'm going to listen to my man. I'm going to go to sleep and process this thing. Because, first of all, Alexis is a liar. And we know that because she said so. She came over here, that man punched her in the throat. And then she went back home and said he was never my boyfriend anyway. And tell him about the body. Tell him about the body. Girl. So why are we believing her? And she was over here, well, child. Now Alexis and Diamond did an interview over on Kamisha's channel. So you can go over there and listen to all the things they had to say. I didn't have a whole lot of patience for it, because they don't be saying a whole lot. But the girl has said, I don't know, that she was very cool with all these people within a 24-hour span. So cool that her and Diamond decided that they would want to, keep in touch with one another. Even though she lied and pretended, shouldn't I be irritated with her? How's she good people? She came over here pretending to be in a relationship with this man that punched her in the throat 30 seconds after. Well, what did he do first? He didn't punch her in the throat immediately, but he did have her bent over in a yoga downward dog, right after they met. Anyway, that's going backwards. What had happened over here was she was over in the blind spot in the hallway with Josh, allegedly. She said he was propositioning her. I don't know what was going over there. Both of y'all was up to no good. I don't know how somebody you talking about Josh and Shay was over there calming you down after the man punched you in the neck. But I feel let me make sure things are plugged in. Sometimes they don't be. There, that's better. Anyway, what was I saying? Ciao. Alexis be lying. I don't know why y'all aren't even mad that she came over here with that man that punched her in the neck. She came over here lying about being in a relationship with them. She's over here acting like she had such a great bond with these people after only 24 hours of being there. And I'm like, really, girl? Because most of the time, y'all went on dates and up until 5 o'clock in the morning. Why, if somebody punched you in the neck, did you just take your ass to bed? How did you end up in the hallway in the blind spot with Josh anyway? I'm just saying, these people that be like, I lied about the whole thing, but I'm telling the truth now. I guess, girl, don't matter. Next morning, after Shaden laid up, with Josh and thought about that thing for a minute, she this lady is being really messy. Let me ask this question one more time. How she just came in here, busting up my happy home. Some stuff I didn't even really need to know about, lady. Shay's like, so Diamond, why is Alexis just bringing up this now? I feel like, how did this conversation even come up? And so, Diamond does this thing. She did it before when the bishop asked her how was she fake. She says whole paragraphs without actually saying anything. So I had to let me see. What did she say? Because I want to say it word for word, in case you think I'm tripping. You know what I mean? She's looking down. She's fooling with her pants. You know how when people be lying, they want to look you in the eye. So she's looking down, and I guess she thought that conversation was over and she wasn't gonna have to readdress it. But here we are, girl. What had happened with the lady in the hallway in the blind spot? Diamond said we was talking, and she told she wanted to ask about you and everyone. She wanted to ask about everyone, and that's when she told me. So that's how it came up. Do anybody know what the hell that means? Diamond said she was concerned because she heard that Shay and Josh were planning to go out here and get matching tattoos, and she was like, "I want a girl to be blindsided. Let me tell her, what's going on." And it's funny because she was over there in her interview saying how people was asking, they were asking me to be in their business. I wasn't asking to be in their business, but now you're saying you thought you would go ahead and get in her business in case she go get a tattoo with this man. And then Shay's like, and we are still. So whatever your plan was last night, it's not changed shit. We still gonna get this tattoo. You know why? Because this has been a part of my story. And me and Josh is finna commemorate that. Maybe you should commemorate things. Like the date that your man had proposed to that other lady that one time. What day was that? Maybe that's not a good tattoo to get. But I bet you know what day it was. Shay said Alexis had my number and she could have called me, and she could have. Or she should have just kept her mouth shut. Why do I feel like so, compelled to tell some lady that I met one day that her man ain't shit? In my head, I would be like, this thing ain't shit, but she gonna find out, because if he's that messy that he's looking for blind spots in the hallway with me sleeping in the other room, he can't hold on very long, behaving that kind of stupid. That's what a normal person. Hope she find out for it's too late. I don't know this girl. I got punched in the neck. I want to forget all of this whole thing happened. Ooh. Diamond talking about us women need to stick together because men are gonna be men and they're gonna try to get themselves out of situations. And I'm like, well, what situation are we talking about? Because the situation with Josh may or may not even happen for sure. We don't know. We know Alexis be lying and innocent until proven guilty. You know what I'm saying? We have us having conversations about threesomes and things, and I don't know like how much Shay knew about the conversation, but when your man tell you, if I wanted to, I could smash. There's a reason why he said that. Now I don't know what led up to that conversation, but I feel like if your man tell you that, there should be more questions. Why? What happened? What happened to make you say that? And if Shay wasn't asking them questions, then I mean, I'm guessing she didn't want to know. So there's that. Because I would have been asking, what you mean? Why you feel like you could smash? What'd she say? And then what you say? And where was y'all at when she said this? What blind spot? What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? That's feel like that's how that conversation would have went. Lovely Diamond, what about the situation where, the bishop proposed to that lady? Is that the situation where he was trying to finagle himself out of? Saying. Seems like you got, your own shit to be worried about. Can we trust him? How do we know this? He talks in riddles and he recites theme songs from the 80s, TV shows, sitcoms. Also, like Josh been laying the pipe all over the boom boom room. Ain't nobody about to take your side over their man. Stick together, girl. You go stick together with the bishop. Anyway, there's a new game. I like this game. Yay! This game is called the Hot Seat. The show is playing backwards. Second game, first game, whatever you played last week, get to know you better. Week after that, hot seat. Then if y'all want to like feather each other up and we'll see. We'll see who's still in the standing. Like at this point, just about everybody been to the boom boom room, except maybe Chris. Don't go in the boom boom room with him, girl. I'm just saying. Who's first in the hot seat? First in the hot seat is gonna be Jody and Aaron. Yes, let's get this over with. We need to be dealing with people that actually like each other at the same damn time. I'm just saying. Jody can't sit down because she's concerned about her good side. And I'm like, girl, good side. We done seen all your bad sides already. We didn't even know you had a good side. We ain't synced it. Shout out to Moses. Jody, we've only seen your cranky pants and your puffy roots and them big black ugly shoes. That's all we've seen. We did not see no good side. We have not been, privy to this side that you speak of. Question. Do you see yourself in a short-term or a long-term relationship? And Aaron says, for me, long-term. And now he's answering all his questions that way. Now, every time he says something, he says, for me, because he knows it ain't for her. And she gonna sit up there and say, term. Any opportunity you get to be mean, you're gonna jump on it. That's fucked up. But I mean, anyway, carry on. And Aaron, why would you want to entertain somebody that's treating you like that? Every time you say something nice, she, comes back with like the complete opposite, just a downright asshole. She asked, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? But the lady said term. I guess if we're going to live in a fantasy, he says something about having some businesses or whatever. And she's like, yeah, I could get with that, I guess. Not with you. That's what she was saying in her head. I can see myself doing those things with someone, not you. And that's how you feel, then you should say that instead of being an asshole. Who was it that asked Millie, do you want to get married ever? No. She said marriage for her is a business decision and they will not be getting married for love. Obviously not, because you don't love him. And it's funny because I don't 100% disagree with her. I think people need to understand that marriage is a business. You know what I'm saying? I personally have no desire to ever do it. I don't want to ever be in the business of marriage. It ain't my thing. So my perspective is always a little different than those people who have been dreaming to be somebody's bride and possession for their whole entire life. Ask Chris. He know about brides and possessions and things. Anyway. I think love should definitely be, a huge part of the foundation. Like when you're talking about marriage, you know what I'm saying? But you also have to understand that it's a business. Now, whatever this lady is talking about over here, sound like something else. And I think Aaron, the way he expresses himself and the way he, I know, so his vision of things is always so very romantic in the way he describes things and in opposition basically of everything that she says. But I feel like he doesn't believe that. I think he's very much a person that wants to fall in love. You know what I mean? Aaron is literally floating around above, cupids and hearts and bows and arrows and things. And Jody is a cranky pants girl with puffy roots and big black ugly shoes. Bishop is all, you don't marry for business. And he got 2 ex-wives and one lady that he proposed to, not Diamond. So, I guess he knows the rules. I just said it ain't my ministry, so maybe he's, onto something. I don't know. He likes to propose a lot. Are you physically attracted to each other? No, they both sit up there and lie. They are not. So, Taronda said, girl, you look so uncomfortable. And she was like, well, I'm cold. And I'm like, you could lean into this man that you're so very much attracted to, but you're not attracted to him. So just get off the couch. Get up. How many more episodes is it? One more. I guess, everybody's going home anyway. It doesn't make sense to me to stay until the end when, you are repulsed by the person that you're here with. Everybody else at least enjoys being up in each other's space. If you're over here trying to sell yourself as a sexologist or whatever you calling yourself, you did not do yourself any service. I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying? I would not like my sex therapist, sexologist, sex coach, whatever your job description is, girl. I don't want you to have such a traumatic relationship with sex necessarily, especially when intimacy is your issue. I feel like if you're going to a sexologist or a sex coach, aren't you probably seeking out how to, listen, I don't know. I've never been to that class. Shay and Josh, they in the hot seat. Shay, do you trust Josh? Let me look in your eyes and see. Yes, I wholeheartedly trust you. Why? Has Josh been trustworthy? I'm just curious. I mean, he has that baby that he had while you were doing whatever it is y'all was doing off on. I don't know if y'all were off or on. Now he, y'all adding more, to the story. So was it a break, baby? Then there's, Josh could have very well been like over in the hallway in a blind spot being inappropriate with Alexis. We don't know, but it could have happened. So, I feel like y'all just met and you can't really know that about a person that you've never met. And so this is where you find out those things about, whether or not somebody is trustworthy. So Shay, I'm not sure why you trust him wholeheartedly, but you probably shouldn't. I'm gonna go with don't. He got a couple of few red flags. I'm just saying a couple few. Jody asked him, like, how did y'all navigate, through all that drama that Diamond was over here trying to, cause trouble in your relationship? Because she's definitely done that over there with Chris and Sandia. Child. At this point, everybody's name is tangled up on my tongue. And she did it again with Aaron and Jody. So it was just Shay and Josh's turn because she ain't got to them yet. And Millie, Millie be popping off, so she doesn't have to really provoke her because Millie gonna be snapping at some point or another anyway. Shay said she navigated through it because they talked about it. She slept on it. And they got up and talked about it again. And I said, now that's mature and grown. That's how things should have, get a cool head, think about things, put some things together. Don't trust that nigga. Somebody asked how her mother feels about Josh, and she was like, my mama don't know Josh. This is an internet relationship. And, why would I be getting my family involved until I actually know this person? And I was like, yeah, because they're going to be like, what? He lives where? And Diamond is talking about, is she ashamed of him? I don't think she is. I think she's like, I'm not going to tell my people about no relationship on the internet. Are you ashamed of the bishop? Was you ashamed when he proposed to that lady on Facebook? How did that go? He proposed on Facebook? Bishop, come on, tell us the story. Now, when you put the ring and you said, Dear Susie, I don't know the lady's name. I'm just saying. Dear Susie, I love you with all my heart. Please marry me. Did it go like that? Or like, did you see her in person? What's the story? Come on. Y'all playing. Where's that lady? Can anybody find the lady? Susie, can you come enlighten us with what actually happened? How does her mother feel about it? How your mama feel about it? You've been dibbling and dabbling for 6 years. That man that engaged to somebody else. Chris and Sandia. They say Chris can work on his communication. Taronda asked him why he's so busy. He said he's an entrepreneur, and I'm like, an entrepreneur of what? We need more these days, Chris. That's not gonna cut it. Chris reveals that he was in a relationship for 8 years, and he felt like he wasted his time over there with that lady. Now, there's not a whole lot of details as to what it was, but I feel like 8 years. How old is he? That's a pretty good portion of his, adult life. 8 years, and so he was hurt by the lady. But I also feel like all these player ass niggas tell that story about how they was heartbroken, and now he's gonna require Sandia to jump through every hoop that he puts in front of her to make him feel comfortable. She gonna be constantly trying to prove that she's worthy of his time. Don't nobody want to do all that, especially when you don't value my opinion much. Want Sandia to cut ties with this nigga. Millie pipes up. I don't know why. Millie, don't talk to this man. He did not say his relationship was 8 years ago. He said he was in a relationship for 8 years. You and Chris don't. So just don't, child. And Chris started talking that caveman shit, and I had to check out. I'm like, I'm not gonna entertain him. Y'all can if you want to. Rhonda over here giving him this, talk about the ancestors and the power of the woman, and he doesn't care. He doesn't want to hear any of that. And you wasting your time trying to tell him you can't make this man, understand logic. He's, willingly ignorant. Bishop over there telling Diamond, ask her, how does it feel to be controlled by a man? She actually had a solid answer. She was like, he got his opinion and I got mine, and I don't think I'm being controlled by him at all. Did y'all get that? That shit didn't land how it was supposed to land. She seems like a very smart girl every time she does open her mouth. She be's quiet, but when she says something, it's Chris, it's the clown that needs to shut up. He just needs to shut up. Chris is into gender roles. We know, child. Anybody do. Okay. And she might be too. So, sometimes you have to understand that, maybe Sandia is not oppressed. Maybe that's exactly what she wants to get herself into. I hope the hell not, but, I don't know what her values is, her core values, but, they keep introducing themselves as like, hi, I'm Chris, I'm Haitian. Hey, I'm Sandia, I'm Haitian. And, it's one thing to be proud, but it's like part of their identity in terms of how they're maneuvering around this situation. I don't know if he got the goodies yet. I feel like he would have said so. He's, so barbaric. Listen, what the hell is going on with Josh's teeth? Now, I couldn't be me if I didn't bring that shit up. And y'all can,
They call me Yuck Mouth, 'cause I don't brush. Oh, I like my teeth like this. They call me Yuck Mouth. No, I won't brush. How's about a little kiss? I got roast beef in my teeth, got some chicken too. Ouch, that's a cavity. Hey, that's new. Well, if you don't brush your teeth, then kids you too can be a yuck mouth.
Don't be a yuck mouth.
Josh, don't be a yuck mouth. Look, these are red flags. We're not worried about Alexis. We need to get him into a dentist. That's just not healthy. Do you know how much problems that you can have, like with your blood and your heart? And this needs to be addressed, Josh. Anyway, Chris is ridiculous. It's Greg and Millie's turn to go in the hot seat. How do you feel about Greg being a womanizer? Well, he said he was working on it, and he said he's focusing on her. And I guess all of them was one womanizer before they decided not to be. Greg said he's ready to settle down. He said it over here. He said it before. He's ready to settle down. He's been out in these streets. He have a proclivity to be over here making friends with plenty of women. Just like Chris, he just didn't say it in such an obnoxious way, but he liked Millie. And he said him and Millie, been kicking it around back and forth on and off for the last 3 years. And he wouldn't have put in that energy if that's, what the hell he was trying to do, settle down. Millie said, yeah, she want to see what it look like when they go home. And I agree. I feel like that's the case for everyone. Millie and Greg are at least in the same state, city. I need more. They over there in California together. I think, they in the same city. I don't think they're that far away from each other. So if they want to go ahead and start dating, like for real, see what happens, this is where the shit begins. Ain't nobody said it was going to be no happily ever after. Clearly, y'all starting with a lot of issues that need fixing. But a lot of people do. So if you're ready to, see what's really going to be, and if you're really tired of being a womanizer and things, everybody, thinks Millie and Greg is a cute couple. I do too, but, I'm just saying, what's it going to look like afterwards? Sandia, go home and leave that boy wherever the hell you found him at. I mean, Bishop and Diamond don't need any work. They have all the answers. They should just go ahead and, be happily ever after. Greg and Millie said they had a positive experience in the hot seat and it brought them closer. And that's a good thing because every time that Greg in the hot seat, one thing he won't be doing is forgetting her birthday. I said that. I said he won't do it again. You just have to make him understand that a birthdays are important. So now he know. And now get him on the list of all the other things you like, girl. Ciao. Diamond and the Bishop, it's time for them to get in the hot seat. They walked over there like they was finna face the firing squad. Isn't it ironic that all the couples have band together to tell you how foolish you both are? I'm gonna go ahead and say Shay asked this question because it sure sounds like Shay. Are you jealous of the couples because they're young and y'all are old? First of all, they're not that old. Second of all, I don't think they're jealous. I think they're just nasty little messy people that want to see a lot of mess happening for entertainment. It's like church shit. And say I'm lying. Say I'm lying about how messy and nonsense be going on in the church. Both of them. They grew up in it. But in their own household. They probably watched the whole fakery of it all. Let me don't get myself in trouble. Do you love Aaron? The people said Diamond don't be out here telling Aaron that she love him the same way he say he love her. He be out here with Diamond, Diamond, Diamond. I'm gonna stand behind my Diamond, right or wrong. Diamond be like, yeah, you gonna fight first though. In case you have to make up for posting to that other lady. I feel like we should keep saying it until they tell us what happened. Why didn't y'all ask her that? Why didn't somebody say, hey, Diamond, do you think Aaron still has feelings for that lady who he proposed to first? And then came over here after she turned him down? That's what they should ask her. Bishop was like, listen, just because y'all haven't seen it doesn't mean it isn't happening. And young Aaron was like, oh, yeah. So now you're saying, if just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not happening, because that's what you were saying about us over here. And I was like, he got a point, Bishop. But Aaron, nothing is happening over there. So I guess both of those things are actually right. But it was nice to see Aaron be like, really? So then maybe you should shut up. Diamond is all, I don't care about anybody's relationship. We can't tell. You ever notice when people get caught in their shit, that's the first thing they say, I don't care. I don't care about you people. I'm never even around y'all. I'm always with the Bishop. Not always. Sometimes you be at the fight club. Managing things. They followed her up with clips of her and everybody's business. She was over there in Sienna and Brandon's business and Aaron and Jody's business. She been in everybody's business except Millie. Millie, but keep her away from your situation. Greg already know. He been knew y'all was a fool. Whole house done turned on him. Bishop is like, calm down, calm down. We don't need to be adding no fuel to the fire. You better, because when you get back to that room, Diamond is going to be like, how could you let them all attack me that way and not say nothing? Got to stay on top of it. Good job, Bishop. Jump right on in there. Shay is over there boiling. She's still mad from last night because she's like, I know this heifer didn't come over here. I was about to just have a good old date night. She couldn't stand it. Why? Why couldn't you stand it? You got the Bishop. I was looking out for her. I was just trying to make sure her best interest was taken care of. Sure, that's what you were doing. She don't want to hear it. Diamond is getting irritated because the people are coming at her. So, she's just a child. Why she call this lady a child? She's not the one acting like a child. You are. And now Shay's calling her old hoes. I was like, oh no, now we didn't call the lady an old hoe. She's not an old hoe. She's the lovely Diamond, but she's a messy Diamond. I would just like, she's 40 something. Ciao. Toronto had to shut the game down because, ain't no more couples to talk to. Good thing we saved them for last, huh? So, Shay's still mad. She walking through the house still talking shit. And the freaky Bishop is following her around. Why are you doing that? She went up to the room. She called up her friend. Now she's loud talking like, yeah, this crazy old hoe and the bitches in the house. Like she was over there mad because, she didn't have time to think about that thing. Now she's looking at Diamond over there them conniving eyes that she got. And she's like, oh, this lady tried to play me, her old self. That's what she's doing. And the bishop is following behind her. I'm like, why are you following behind this girl? It's kind of like the same thing you did with Jody. It's weird, Bishop. Josh, where you at? Where you at while he over here like aggressively man walking behind your girl over here? Because let me tell you, if it had been my man, we would have had to go home because, somebody would have had laid hands on the bishop for doing too much, chasing the girls around the house like a weirdo. Shay walking around the house snapping still. She not backing down. She got to get hers off. Aaron, he over there mimicking whatever Diamond said, so he's calling her a child. I thought she was grown. She grown, and she mad, and she letting y'all have it. I know you ain't talking after you was over here cussing Aunt Esther out and had the people dragging you out the room, and now she's a child. You're following her around. I forgot about Esther. You done screamed at Esther's face. You done followed this little girl around the house. I'm sorry, she seems kind of small and you a big nigga to follow her around the house. You know what I'm saying? She shouldn't have to keep telling you leave her alone. You came in the kitchen screaming, finger in Jody's face. You be doing a lot, sir. She's a child. You was calling Aunt Esther all kind of bitches and ugly old hags. Fish-eyed fools and things. Donna's like, you just can't try to help people. And I'm just going to sit there and watch their relationships sink. And I'm like, why their relationships got to sink? Because I want to listen to you. They literally just said, stay out their business. So what is they going to be thinking about? That's what I'm talking about. You're over here wishing evil things on people that you don't even really know. Because they want you to stay out their business. Girl. She talking about I can't help it if I'm pretty. Okay. Your spirit ain't pretty. Your spirit's kind of evil. And when your evil spirit leaks out all over on the outside, your outside don't be as pretty as you think it is, especially when you got your bangs glued down to your forehead. Now, Josh showed up in the kitchen, and he did what he do. He calmed her down. He's like, these people are nuts, girl. Don't be wasting your energy on that. We finna go ahead and keep on enjoying our time together, getting to know each other better, and let them go do whatever it is they do. Leave us out of it. Yep, that's what Josh should do. I hear you, Josh, because it's messy over there. Millie and Greg get to go to the boom boom room. I guess they need that quality time together. I'm not a fan of the boom boom room anymore. I mean, I never was, but and you could be like, it's just like being in a hotel. Not really, because I know these people. And the bishop was in there with the lovely Diamond, and I don't know like what they were doing on the surfaces of the furniture and things in there. It's just, And Shay and Josh be trying out the Kama Sutra stuff. Y'all can have it. I don't want any. Anyway, their time in the boom boom room seemed to be a good time. They came out smiling, and Wayne need to tell us what they did in there, and I'm not mad at that. The relationship doctor is back. Thank God. Somebody need to be here and regulate things because there's a lot going on over here, Doc. Josh and Shay are first. They talk about her controlling her impulses and her emotions. I guess she be snapping. We see she be snapping. I feel like Josh has given her plenty of reason to snap. She says she has trust issues, and I don't know that it came from any outside relationship because Josh has also given her reason not to trust. So, I mean, I guess y'all gonna have to figure out how to build it. He's coming across like a nice guy, except for his cavity problem that I don't know why I didn't notice before, but just saying. I feel like y'all should work on that. I feel like nothing should happen between Josh and Shay until he handles his cavity problem. That's all I have to say about that. Aaron meets Diamond's daughter. I mean, I guess she seems very nice. She's pretty, just like her mama. They sit down and have a little awkward chat. For the most part, she wasn't rude and nasty or nothing. They had a pleasant conversation, I guess. We do find out that the bishop has 6 kids. That's a lot of kids. He's trying to adopt her as his 7th. Bishop, she's grown. Be, off with that weird ass shit. I would be interested to know, like, if his relationship with his children is as close is the one young Aaron has with his father? Since you were so full of advice. Where your kids at? Are they still in Detroit? How often do you see them? Do you have any grandchildren? Do you see them too? Just asking, you know. I hear you talking about a lot of shit. I haven't heard you mention any of those things. Anyway, the conversation goes well. She was a little apprehensive about him saying he wants to marry her mother, but imagine you meet some dude and he's like, hey, I want to marry your mom. And you're like, slow down. We don't know you. She's been talking on the phone with you for 6 years, and that's weird. But hey. And then, you know, you did engage yourself to someone else. Came back after the lady turned you down, but now you want to marry my mama? Okay. Chris and Sandia sit down with the doctor. I don't feel like Sandia should be making any adjustments to accommodate Chris. I feel like Chris just needs just as much work as Jody and Millie do, but I don't think he will get it because he doesn't think there's anything wrong. And I think his misogynistic mindset is just that. I don't know that it's something therapy can fix. I think it's just part of his belief system. So, you know, he gonna have to find a woman that's agreeable on that. And he might have, because she said, what she say? She gonna fight for it, no matter what. That's what she said. Jody and Aaron talked to the doctor. I hate everything about this. I just want it to stop. I just, you know, it's just very sad to me. They're having two completely different experiences. When he met her, he felt intoxicated and, you know, was so excited that he finally get to meet her, and she felt awkward. I felt awkward. Everything was wrong. It just sucked. The whole thing sucked. How did that make you feel, Aaron? Sometimes sad. It makes me feel sad sometimes. Well, those are his feelings. He's going to figure out how to work through them without me, because it's not my problem as he's over here feeling sad. She don't have no compassion. I just want it to be over for him. It just, you know, now I'm sad. At the end, the doctor's like, yo, think I could talk to you alone for a minute? And that's, you know, pretty much where they left it. Next week, we'll see what Jody has to say. Jody's being an asshole, I guess, hoping for him to finally, like, let it go. Aaron, just let it go. Because she's not, you know, she's going to crush your heart. She's going to think of the meanest way to say things to you. You talking about you don't want to lose. It's not losing. Just let it go. That's all it is. Let it go. It ain't for you. Let it go. Next week, people are proposing, I guess. We don't know who. We did see the bishop down on one knee, but, you know, he's had a lot of practice doing that. That's what he be out here doing, proposing to people. Your turn, Diamond. Finally, Diamond, you finally get a chance. He's finally proposing to you this time. You know, so that's it, y'all. Like the video, subscribe to my channel. I'll be back with Huntsville. Woohoo! Bye, y'all.